We are going to start with the state budget. Lawmakers have about a month left to figure out how they'll spend your state tax dollars. You've probably heard the headlines in the governor's proposal. A lot more money for education, also changes to bail reform. But tonight we're honing in on 4 other hot button issues and how voters feel about that. A new Siena College poll shows that 2 proposals have strong bipartisan support, tying the minimum wage to the rate of inflation and lowering the DWI threshold to 0.05. The third proposal is more divided but still enjoys majority support. That is banning flavored tobacco products. And then the most controversial, a potential ban on natural gas hookups for new home construction that would go into effect 2 years from now. New Yorkers are not in favor of that. Let's go through the numbers now and also get you some context. Joining us live is Siena College pollster Steven Greenberg. Steve, appreciate you coming back on the show. Thanks for your time.
Great to be with you and your viewers, Michael.
Want to start here with Governor Hochul wanting to ban all fossil fuel burning equipment in new homes and eventually new construction as well. There are some exceptions, and there's been a lot of, kind of controversy and misinformation surrounding all of this, dealing with, gas stoves and that sort of thing. But your polling here seems to be pretty clear. I mean, a solid majority of New Yorkers seem against this, at least in how it's phrased. What did you make of that?
At least for now. And this is one of those issues that may evolve over time as voters and New Yorkers learn more about it. But right now, you're correct. By a 53 to 39% margin, New Yorkers say they oppose this proposal. But this is not a clear shot in that regard, because there's a real partisan difference. 61% of Democrats support this proposal, but more than 2/3 of independents and more than 3/4 of Republicans oppose it.
Yeah, that it is a very stark divide when you look at it in terms of the politics of it. Want to ask you about banning flavored tobacco products, another one of these big issues. Been in the news a lot over the past couple of weeks. You had some black clergy members and then also now the State Sheriff's Association coming out against banning menthol flavored cigarettes specifically. When you asked about flavored tobacco products overall, what does this poll tell you?
Well, what it says is 57% of New Yorkers support the idea of banning flavored tobacco products, compared to 35% who oppose it. It's supported by 65% of Democrats, 55% of independents, and even Republicans, a small plurality, 49 to 46%, support it as well.
One budget proposal, Steve, that got support from voters across the board was tying the minimum wage to the rate of inflation. And it was fascinating looking at the crosstabs for this, because every single demographic group, whether it's young or old, liberal, conservative, upstate, downstate, all supported this move. And it comes at a time when the federal minimum wage hasn't changed in so long, still stuck at $7.25. Why is there such overwhelming support on this issue, you think?
Well, we know that New Yorkers know how tough the economic times are right now. They said that their 2 top issues for Albany are crime and the cost of living. So we know cost of living is front and center in voters' minds. And the minimum wage, they know it has come in fits and starts. It'll get a couple dollar raise, then it'll sit stagnant for years on end. So I think they like the idea overwhelmingly. I know they like the idea of tying increases in the minimum wage to the rate of inflation. 70% of New Yorkers support this. And in these tough partisan times, 82% of Democrats, 59% of Republicans, and 57% of independents. So strong bipartisan support for doing that proposal.
Yeah, no doubt. Those numbers leave little question for sure. I've got about a minute left, Steve. Finally, want to ask you about lowering the blood alcohol content level for drunk driving charges. 0.08 is what it is here and in most other places. The proposal here is to go down to 0.05. Were you surprised to see the result here? I mean, Utah is the only state in the country that's at 0.05.
Yeah, no, I wasn't particularly surprised. I mean, I think New Yorkers know that this is an issue, so there's overwhelming support for it. 62% of New Yorkers support it, including, again, bipartisan support. 69% of Democrats, 57% of Republicans, and 53% of independents all support this proposal.
Well, definitely some interesting findings in this latest poll, and it comes at a time when our lawmakers are doing all this debating with a little more than a month to go until the budget is technically due. We'll be following all of it. Steve Greenberg with Siena College. Steve, thanks so much.